Hello and welcome to Did I Fix That? And today I'm really gonna have to fix that. So I got in the car this morning, fired it up, and I heard a screeching noise that sounded like a loose belt. So I drove the car around the block and parked it and took my wife's car into work. So come home, dig into what's going on, and if you look here, there's the idler pulley or tensioner, whatever you want to call it. And if you look right there in the, get a better light on it there. If you look right there in the engine block, there's a broken bolt that acts as the pivot arm or axle or whatever for that. Basically, it holds the tensioner pulley or idler pulley on. So now I've got to wrestle with getting that bolt out without losing my sanity or dropping the engine. And as you can see, there's like zero room down in there. So my intent is, I just got back from Home Depot and I got the smallest right angle drill adapter that I could find. Problem with this is it uses those goofy angled shanks, so you can't really cut down a bit, so to speak. So I got the smallest bit I could find, which I can cut off right here, make this a little bit smaller. So I'm going to be doing that and putting that in and attempting to drill. So let me tune out and I'll give it a whirl, see what happens. All right, so what I've done is I've taken my drill bit and cut off the end, the shank here, so that it's not too long to fit in there. So now I'm just gonna drop that puppy in there like that. Got it up on high, got it torqued in my chuck, and my lovely assistant and camera woman is going to give me a little light down here, and hopefully we'll be able to start drilling that. Can you angle or come in on the other side? Okay, the struggle bus is real. Here we go. It's wanting to walk around on me a little bit. Dang it. Come on, start, please. I'm trying to start at dead center, and it's giving me a little griefage, so I'm gonna monkey around with this for a second here. Nope. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna work on this and see if I can get it dead center, and we'll tune back in. All right, and welcome back. As you can tell from my wardrobe change, it's the next day, and I had to go down and get a different size drill bit. I'm using this to drill a pilot hole because the other drill I had was way too big. But at any rate, I'm actually surprisingly making headway with it. As you can see right down in here, drilling the pilot hole right in the middle, dead nuts middle of that bolt. So just doing like that, I'm actually making some headway. I've got that drill probably a quarter of an inch in so far, which is awesome. So then I'm going to go back with a bigger drill. I think it's a 960. I'm sorry, not 964s, 1864s. And then I'll put my easy out in there, but we'll tune back in for the exciting stuff. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you look in right there, I've got the easy out in there, and I'm slowly getting this thing out. Every once in a while, the gods smile on you. And this is one of those times. Holy smokes, I can't believe I got that turkey loose. So I drilled a hole right in the dead center of that sucker. Got my easy out in there. I had a bit of a pucker moment when I broke my drill bit. I just about cried when that happened, but fortunately I was able to get it back out, the tip of it, and I'm slowly backing that stupid mofo out right now. I did take the bumper cover off my vehicle as well as the taillights and all that, because I've got to get to the underside to take the hydraulic tensioner arm off. There's a down in the bottom there, so I can get this bolt out, because this bolt, as you can see, I can't clear it because of this engine mount carrier, or whatever you want to call it here, that's in the way. So I'll be monkeying around with that in a little bit, but yay, every once in a while blind squirrel finds an acorn. So it worked for me. Hopefully this will help somebody else, and I'll finish up with some more stuff here in just a second. Okay, so I got that pesky rascal out. There's my easy out in the center of that screw, or as close to the center of the screw as I could get it, and some needle nose vice grips, and backed it out. So mission accomplished. Now I'm going to have to go get another bolt. Probably not going to get the Porsche one. I know people are going to squeal about that, but the Porsche one has some kind of Torx head in it that's impossible to get out. I'm going to get one with a conventional, use conventional socket, so that I can actually tighten it without doing something elaborate. I'll show you that in a second. So let me hear a round of applause for getting this rascal out. But that's this sorry joker that broke. And you know, I did a little online research on like Renlist and that kind of deal, and discovered that I am not the only person that this has happened to. So hopefully this video will help somebody out. Okay, I've jumped ahead a little bit. I've actually got the hydraulic tensioner off. So you can see where it's located down there. There is a bolt way down there. You can see right there. That's the one that's kind of a pain in the ass to get to, pardon the French. So here's the hydraulic tensioner. Okay. It looks like, well, there's the old bolt, the bad one. But it looks like it got loose a little bit, and it's kind of wore on the back side of the mounting bracket. But it's mounted to a separate, it's not, I thought it was originally in a block, but this appears to be just a bracket back here that holds the tensioner on instead of to the block itself. So I guess if you really get screwed, there's a couple of, I think these things are called e-Torx or whatever, that would come out. But at any rate, to get this rascal out, I used a T50 star bit, which I've shown on my other Serpentine belt video that didn't need to be done. But so you get a T50, a Torx 50 bit. Let me see if I can put my hands on the actual wrench that I made here. Where did it run off to? Here it is. All right. So I've got a T50. So when you buy the Torx bits, they're in a 3/8 drive. So I cut it off. There's some little indentations on the bit. So I cut it back. It's a little bit past the where the socket attaches to the bit. So I cut that off. That's an 8mm socket in a 1/4 inch drive. These things are not torqued that highly. It's just a pain to get to. Actually, once I had the socket in, I used just the other side of a wrench, kind of as a, I guess, a torque multiplier, if you will. Was able to break it loose with that and then slowly ratchet this son of a gun out. So I've got another one coming from Porsche, another replacement bolt. This is it's actually supposed to be 60mm long, but as you can see, it just broke there. So I actually went to the hardware store, got a grade 8.8 bolt. I'm going to compare it to this and see if it's going to be the right strength, but I'm just going to put that on there temporarily so I can drive the car, and then I'll do this job again. But at any rate, that's how you get this rascal out. So I'll tune back in just a second. Okay, here's the bolt that I'm going to go back with. This is a M8 1.25 pitch 60 millimeter, and that's what it looks like. And I just slapped a washer on there because the original head on the factory Porsche bolt is like that big around, a little bit larger, but for the life of me, I don't know why they use these god-awful bolts. I guess if the engine's out of the car, it's not a problem, but in situations like this, it's a colossal pain in the buttocks. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and start working on getting that back in, and I will tune back in just a second. Okay, so there it is installed. I don't know why Porsche didn't just put a standard bolt on that, why they had to use this special Torx bit bolt, but they did what they did. So anyhow, I got it back installed. I am ordering a bolt from Porsche, so I'll end up doing this project twice, but I just need to get the car back on the road, so it should be here then. And next week I'll also replace the Serpentine belt, even though it's only about a year old, but I don't know what kind of wear it took during the breaking of the part. But at any rate, did I fix it? Yes, I did. And that's how you get out, extract your bolt if you break a bolt on your Serpentine hydraulic tensioner on a Porsche 997. Hopefully it will not happen to you. All right, thanks again, guys.